This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
And finally, it begins. After years of planning, practicing, and playing, the Monarchs finally dive into Conference USA, not only traveling all the way to Houston, but having to take on the defending champions, Rice. Another historic step for a team that seems to make college football history each and every week. The first ever Conference USA game for Old Dominion. Talk about a challenge? Well, let's talk about it. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with head coach Bobby Wilder, and you will quickly find out how well you stack up in Conference USA. I mean, this is a Rice team that has already played two of the top college football teams in the nation and faced two of the top quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, Bruce. You talk about number 9 Notre Dame, number 6 Texas A&M, two teams that'll probably have something to say about the national championship, and they played them well. They outgained Texas A&M in yards last week. You mentioned the quarterbacks for Notre Dame and Texas A&M, 2 Heisman Trophy candidates. So they've played some really good football teams, and they're a good team, Bruce. They're 0-2, but remember last year they were 10-4, won the conference championship, beat Marshall handily, and went to a bowl game. So this is a good football team.
Yeah, but you got a pretty good quarterback yourself. Although Taylor Heineke nicked up a bit this week, what's his status for tomorrow? He's
good to go, Bruce. He practiced yesterday. Practice today. He was throwing the ball. The shoulder was a little bit sore. It was an injury that he had aggravated in his AC joint from his junior year in high school. And the good thing about that for a quarterback, as alarming as that might sound, it doesn't affect his throwing motion, Bruce. It's more just the discomfort level that he had there. And that play, Bruce, as you remember, happened right before halftime when he tried to run somebody over to score a touchdown, got stopped on the one, but he feels much better.
All right, a quick look back to last week's game. Your first ever home FBS win, bad weather, but a good win over Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, very good win, Bruce. Really proud of our guys, particularly the way we did it. It was all 3 phases. Working together. Generally, as you and I have always talked about on the show, it seems like it's the offense in big numbers, but for this game, it was the defense in big numbers.
All right, it's always about the offense, I know, but last week your defense only gave up, 3 points?
Yeah.
How proud of you were you of their performance?
Oh, so proud of those kids, Bruce. 3 points, as you mentioned, that's a school record. We'd never given up less than 7 points, only 215 yards, only 72 yards passing. They got us a couple big turnovers throughout the game and just could feel their energy, Bruce, throughout the game. And a real credit to our fans. Our fans were up all the time when the defense was on the field, gave those kids a lot of energy. And in a rough day for the 12th Monarchs, too, they were there.
Even in the rain. All right, let's get back to Rice. And I would ask you, what are you most concerned about tomorrow's opponent? Because I'll tell you what, it doesn't seem to me they have a whole lot of weaknesses.
No, you're right, Bruce. And the biggest concern is the fact they're so good in all 3 phases. Their quarterback, Dreyfus Jackson, threw for 200 last week, ran for 70. He's a dual threat guy. They've got a first-round draft choice in Covington at defensive tackle. They return 8 starters on defense, Bruce. And then the special teams, the punter averages over 43 yards. Their kicker kicks the ball out of the end zone. So they're solid in all 3 groups. I'm using them as an example with our team of this is what we want to become, Bruce, a complete program in all 3 phases. That's why they're the defending champions.
All right, well then that leads me into this next question. Old Dominion has always been known for its offense and their passing, but the running game now seems to be taking some of the pressure off of Taylor Heineke.
You're right, Bruce. Another good point. That's something that Coach Scott and our offensive coaches really wanted to emphasize this year. Let's try to take some of the pressure off Taylor, the 3 new starters at the O-line, the 4 true freshmen playing at wide receiver. As you know, David Washington had to move to wide receiver, and Nick England hadn't played. We redshirted him last year. So you really have 6 guys that are new to that position. In the run game, what we found, Bruce, is people are still defending Taylor primarily with 5 guys in the box and 6 guys out on the perimeter in coverage. is allowing us to run more and be successful. The O-line's developing, 3 good backs in Gerard Johnson, Cam Boyd, Ray Lowry. That's something that's helping our football team.
Coach, you said you were so impressed with the way Rice played well in all 3 phases of the game, but let's look at Old Dominion. I mean, you guys proved last week that you have a punter who can get the job done and a punt returner who can get the ball into the end zone.
You're right. It's another good point, Bruce. Jarrett Servi, another true freshman who's playing for us, averaged over 40 yards a punt, had one inside the 20. The ability, Bruce, to punt with Taylor has been big for us. And the reason that's happening is we've gone for it 11 times on 4th down. We're 7 for 11. So you have to defend us to run a play when he's in there. He punted 3 times, 50-yard average, 2 inside the 20. And then you mentioned Antonio Vaughn, the punt return. That unit has developed so much confidence in practice. We had one that was called back earlier in the game for a questionable hold call, and then that one for a touchdown. So if we can get the special teams going, we can become more of a complete team.
Special teams always important, but still
They
to
sure
come.
are.
It's the fans' chance to ask questions as Coach Wilder answers your questions in the coach's corner. And senior defensive back Eric Lewis could be looking at a career in television coach after college. Learn more as he enters the 1-minute drill with Nathan Epstein when we come back.
Welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show, here with the 1-minute drill, and I'm here with Eric Lewis, cornerback, the senior, the one and only.
One and only. You can't make two of me, baby.
You said that you maybe want to go into TV here.
Yeah, I do.
Why's that?
Hopefully one day, you know what I'm saying, I could be on like HBO, you know what I'm saying, something like that. I need my own series. I need my own TV show. You know what I'm saying? You want to be my agent? Because I need an agent too.
I don't know. I may be leaving here in a little bit, Bruce, so I don't know. How much would you pay me?
Man, I mean, we're going to have to talk, you know what I'm saying? My contract a little low right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm working for free.
What's the first idea for an HBO show?
First idea, I need me like a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? Like a Dave Chappelle type comedy show, you know what I'm saying?
Who is your comedy or TV idol?
I probably have to say Denzel Washington. Everybody loves Denzel.
What is the one impersonation of a TV idol that you can do spot on?
Oh, I got it. You ever seen Training Day?
Oh, yeah. Well, keep it clean, but yes, I have seen Training Day. Not many.
Jake! Okay. No, I can't even see. You said clean. I can't even do it for real. You know what I'm saying? Could you mess me up? I can't even do it for real.
Eric Lewis, you have passed the 1-minute drill. One more season to go. Eric Lewis, why don't you say goodbye to the Monarch Nation?
All right, Monarch Nation. I'm going to see y'all out there, man. 12th Monarch. Let's get it.
Time to open up the mailbag for the latest installment of the Coach's Corner. This week's question comes in from Leo in Portsmouth. What's the difference between an FCS player and an FBS player, Coach? Is it all about bigger, faster, stronger, or is football a big part of it?
Great question from Leo. Generally speaking, Leo, it's everything you just said. It's bigger, it's faster, it's stronger. And then what you usually find out, Leo, is the kids that are FBS players are usually a little bit more accomplished when you look at them statistically, what they've done, level of competition, all-star games, all of those things. Great question, Leo. Thank you.
All right, Coach, this is what you've been waiting for. You're a Conference USA team. You begin that journey that will eventually someday put you in a bowl game, maybe a conference championship game. What are your emotions as you get closer to that kickoff in Houston tomorrow?
Just so excited right now. We're so excited for everybody at our school to think now that we're officially a member of Conference USA. Here comes the first game. Yeah, I want everything to turn out well tomorrow. I'm hoping we get the win, but this is going to be a process. You and I have talked about this a lot. We're talking about playing at Rice. Then we go home to Middle, home to Marshall. 3 straight teams that went to bowl games last year. So these programs are all more developed than we are. They're more accomplished, and we've just got to stay focused on that winning process to make sure we can keep improving each week.
All right, Coach. Another historic game tomorrow is Old Dominion takes on Rice. Its first Conference USA game. You're going to be on an island, Coach, but the 12th Monarch will be watching on TV.
I know they'll be there, Bruce. They were so good last weekend. They've been awesome. Thank you, 12th Monarchs.
Old Dominion at Rice, noon tomorrow. See you next week on the Old Dominion Football Show.